7-4 in Teaneck play against your hometown Saints, who are at 13-7 and 6-4 in Teaneck play. Well, we need the players. This time you please rise if you're able, move your hats and join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's go ahead and get the Wildcats. Number 2 is Katie Stidham. Number 8, Brooke Garman. Number 11 is Corinne Westby. Number 14 is Shaughnessy Fitz. Number 15 is Michaela Muhlenkoff. Number 18 is Mariana Payne. And number 20 is Kylie Thorne. The starters tonight, number 1, Kaya Ardaya. Number 3 is Scotty Ellsworth. Number 6 is Ellie Marble. Number 12 is Morgan Holiday. Your libero this afternoon, I should say, is number 13, Hannah Steyer. Number 16 is Emma Dowd Haber. And number 19 is Ashley Kaufman. Mario Ardaya is your head coach, assisted by Lauren Herseth and Rachel Lambert. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get on your feet to meet the Saints. Number 6, Ashley Kuyana. Number 9 is Tiffany Lamb. Number 10 is Zoe Ribbon. Number 14 is Mahani Yamashita. Number 15 is Emily Gartner. Number 23 is Peyton Griffin. And number 32 is Tamara White. And now for your starters, 5'7" freshman, number 1, Serena Torrado. Your libero this afternoon is evening, number 5'7" junior, number 2 is Abby Halstead. 5'7" senior, number 3 is Carla Soto. A 6'1" senior, number 19 is Madeline Goody. A 5'11" sophomore, number 20 is Emmy Hansen. A 6' junior, number 21 is Jennifer Soha. And a 5'5" senior, number 26 is Kayla. Your head coach is Dan Beatty, his 13th year, assistant coach, Patrick Linda Close, and of course,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lacey, Washington and Marcus Pavilion for today's Division II women's volleyball matchup between the Saints of St. Martin's University and the number 20th ranked team in the country, the Central Washington Wildcats. My name's Scott Gladstone, so excited to have you along for the ride. It should be a good one. These are two of the top teams in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, and with no tournament in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, the regular season standings are everything, and I'll tell you what, these two teams are neck and neck in the standings. Central Washington is 7-4. St. Martin's is 6-4. This is the Saints Digital Network. We're so excited to have you along for the ride. It should be a clash of two teams. Central Washington, a team that is consistently solid in GNAC play, and the Saints, who under head coach Dan Banke over the past 4 years have gotten better every single year and are now knocking on the door of doing something really special in this season, which will go down as, I believe, the best season in St. Martin's volleyball history. I can already point to multiple statistical facts that send it that way. But most notably, they have tied the most wins in school history, and they are currently on the winningest season in GNAC history for the St. Martin Saints. They got their 6th win over Western Oregon in GNAC play last Saturday. That was the record breaker for SMU. We are just about ready to get going with the Carla Soto serve here in Western Washington. It's dug up. The attack coming the other way. On the other side, Kayla May gets the dig to it. Soto sends to Hansen for the kill, and the St. Martin Saints take a 1-0 lead. Underway here at 7:08 p.m. 45 degrees outside. The winter air has started to take over here in the northwest. Soto serves just over the tape, and then an awkward kind of scoop there by the setter, number 1, Tia Andaya, and it's called that she's into the net. However, Emmy Hansen was there to clean anything up. It is 2-0. Serve stellar from Soto, and she serves again, another great one. And Daya does the best that she can on it. The pin hitter, number 3 there, Scotty Ellsworth, tries to get it with the left hand and is able to get a good enough attack that the Saints cannot respond from. I believe that's actually, Scotty Ellsworth is actually playing in the middle, because she just came out when the libero's serving there. This is Maddie Gooding on the attack after a Halstead dig. Now coming the other way, right over the wall there goes number 6, Ellie Marble, the freshman from LaConner, Washington. She makes it 2-2 between the Wildcats and the Saints. Number 13, Hannah Stiers, will serve again. It's not a good enough reception there by Halstead. She immediately claps in dismay there. And it's a reception error on her to make it 3-2. After a 2-0 lead by the Saints, it has been 3 unanswered from Central. That one's again Halstead. She digs it up to Soto. Hansen attacks, and Hansen gets the kill. It's 3-3. Now Serena Pareto will serve. Pareto, one of the stellar additions by head coach Dan Banke in this class this year. Pareto and Garton kind of headline the group. This one's right towards the back line, dug up, and Daya sets off the block. It'll come the other way. Soto can't do much with that. Gooding tips it over now, and Daya will send an awkward set in between two Wildcats coming the other way. Garton to the back line and hits the back line. Point Saints. Nice placement by the freshman there to make it 4-3. SMU in front. Pareto will serve again. Daya sets up. Good attack there by Marble as she sends it in. Marble, one of the leaders in terms of this offense. But everybody is behind Ashley Kaufman in terms of kills. Serve comes to Halstead, perfect dig, and then Garton with a quick little slap down and makes it 5-4, Saints ahead. That was Kate Stidham with the serve there, listed as a setter, but she stays in here, and Daya on the floor as well. And Stidham looks like she'll take over the setting role, and Daya will move to outside hitter, but it'll be the other way to Ellie Marble, who gets another kill, and it's back to 5-5. Marble coming in now. She's over 80 kills on the season. And she will serve it away. Into the net. Point Saints. Excuse me, I actually said Kaufman was leading the way in terms of kills. It's Scotty Ellsworth, sophomore out of Kent. And Tahani Yamashita, another freshman for the Saints, will serve. Lofts that one over there, dug up by Stiers. The attack coming down from Andaya. A versatile player, started as the setter on the season. She has 624 assists on the season, but now you turn her into an attacker where she has 93 kills now. Shaughnessy Fisk in to serve. Defensive specialist gets it to Emmy Hansen. Soto up to Garten, who slams it home. Another point for the Saints. Garten gets another kill. Right now, the Wildcats and the Saints are going point for point, and in to serve now is Garten. See if she starts with a jump serve or goes on the safer option. She's going to go jump serve. Just gnarly. Absolutely gnarly. Coming the other way. That's an off-the-block hit there. Kylie Thorne's going to get the kill. We've yet to see a clear block, I feel like, from either side. Not even just a block that is dug up and kept alive. No clean blocks for either side. Or maybe I'm correct. There's no block solos, no block assists. This one's received by Abby Halstead kind of awkwardly, but she gets it to a good spot. Pareto looking back line, kind of a soft tap. Now coming from the kill is Scotty Ellsworth. She gets the hammer with her left hand from the right side, and it is Point Central. They are up 8-7. Hansen. Soto, and now Pareto will attack, goes off the block, and of course I mentioned it a couple points ago, and there we have a block that keeps it alive, and in the end it's Scotty Ellsworth to get the kill. She is now over 200 kills on the season, the first to 200 on this Central team. Into the net, Point Saints. Soto read that one off of the serve very quickly. She was celebrating before that one even hit the net. At least it looked like that to me. Maybe she was preparing for a possible tape scraper. Now the middle blocker for the Saints, Jennifer Soha, will serve. Another strong left-handed attack. That time it's Scotty Ellsworth yet again. Etching her name as one of the top players in the conference, no doubt about it. Serves just over the tape, and then a dump from Carlos Soto. Now coming the other way, the attack by number 16, Emma Dowd-Haber, is able to get it down. A fish shot out from Abby Halstead, but she was not able to get anything clean on it. Point for the Wildcats. They're up by 3 here. Halstead digs. Gooding will get that one blocked. It comes back to the Saints. Halstead will send it up to Pareto, who has an awkward angle, but able to get it across and down. And Daya now putting it up for Ellsworth, who attacks. Soto back to Pareto. Pareto hits it long, and there was no touch at the net. Point for the Wildcats. Going to be a timeout coming for St. Martin's University. And as we take that timeout, we'll give you another chance to meet the 2023 St. Martin Saints.
I'm Kayla May. I'm a DS Lib, and I'm from Portland, Oregon.
My name's Tiffany Lamb. I'm from Frisco, Texas, and I'm a Libero DS.
Jennifer Soha. I'm a middle blocker, and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hi, I'm Abigail Halstead. I am a DS Libero, and I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Ashley Tuiana, outside hitter, junior, and Carson, California.
I'm Emmy Hansen from Camas, Washington, an outside hitter.
Hi, my name is Zoe Crimmin. I'm a right side and middle from Yakima, Washington.
My name's Emily Garten. I'm an outside hitter,
and I'm from Placentia, California.
Carla Soto from Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, and I'm a setter.
I'm Tehani Yamashita. I'm from Aiea, Hawaii, and I'm a DS Libero.
I'm Kamara White. I'm a setter, and I'm from San Diego, California.
I'm Maddie Gooding. I'm a middle blocker from Renton, Washington.
My name is Peyton Griffin. I'm a setter, and I'm from Tigard, Oregon.
Serena Pareto, outside hitter, Tacoma, Washington.
Those were your 2023 St. Martin Saints, a 14-person squad. And the notable thing about that, there is 7 newcomers. That means half of this squad has never put on a Saints uniform before the first game of the season against Purdue Northwest over in Utah. That one just long. Oh, that one looked awfully close to me on that back line. The Saints trusting their gut and letting it fall, and the Saints are able to get a point off of the service error long. 12-9 the scoreline right now. We're back to Soto serving. Another nice serve, but dug up. And a nice little quick hit kill there from Scotty Ellsworth, who just slams it right into the ground. There was nobody there to block. And that's the reason that Ellsworth was able to get another one. Stiers serving it away from the libero spot. Pareto will attack and gets the kill. That one goes off the block and down for a point. Pareto makes it 10-13. Another staggering thing about this 14-person Saints squad is with 7 newcomers, if you're a newcomer, if you haven't played a season or had a semester under your belt of GNAC play, you are not eligible to be academic all-conference. So 7 of these players not eligible to be academic all-conference. 7, however, as Garton tried to get that one over the wall. I'll finish my story in a moment when we get a finisher on this point, and we do as Morgan Halliday gets the kill. So 7 of these players, that means, are eligible to be academic all-conference. And the academic all-conference sheet came out this week. 7 Saints on the academic all-conference team. That means every single Saint that was eligible to be academic all-conference did so. It's not an easy feat to get everybody on your team across the line. Speaking of across the line, it's Hansen, that cooked it over the line and point for the Wildcats. Score goes to 15-10. Halstead on the receiving end of this one. Quick hitter to Gooding. Gooding attacks and hits the corner for a point. Saints 11-15. As we take a look at the 2023 GNAC standing, Seattle Pacific has firm control of first place. They look like they are close to possibly winning the conference and thus the automatic bid, as that one is just wide off the serve from Gooding. Point for the Wildcats. Up by 5 now is Central. Central, Simon, and Western Washington are in a 3-way tie for second, and the St. Martin Saints are right behind them at 6-4. Those 3 that I just mentioned, though, do have an extra game on the Saints. As Soha, quick attack there, but a great dig by Stiers, and kept alive off the block, and Daya attacks, and that's what it's like having a setter that can swing the hammer as well. Point for Central. Saints right now down by 6, but this game does have very heavy implications. A win for them would put them into second place, or at least a tie for second place, as that one is a kill for Hansen. The dig was there, but nobody was there to set it up, as it came somewhat awkwardly, at least awkwardly enough. And now Hansen will come out for Yamashita, who will serve in her spot. Stiers, Libero on the receiving end, now coming cross court. Yamashita, great dig. Soto sends it across the court the other way, and so it's a hard block on Emily Garton. I believe that was Holiday and Indaya that was a part of it. Maybe another Wildcat was there. It's 18-12, 6-point lead here in set number 1 for Central. This one to the back line. Dug up by Halstead, and then sent on a dig assist there, a bump assist by Carlos Soto cross court. That was a really good location on a bump. Usually setters, of course, are used to setting it, but that one she's going to get assist for on a great, nifty little dish to Garton, who will serve it away. Jeez Louise, she just needs a velocity gun on that one, the way she can hit it. That one's put to an awkward location and somehow kept alive by the Saints. It's a free ball over, however, and the attack by Andaya tries to send it high, and it's too long. Point Saints. Great job. I don't know who got that second touch to it on that awkward hit off the net, but it was a really good job adjusting to bump that one over from Emmy Hansen. And sometimes you get lucky where the attack can't come the right way, as this one is dug up by Stiers, but again, another hard job to deal with. Garton will try and set it up there, but it's coming the other way. Stiers off of a little bit of a block. Now Hansen will dig. Soto dumps it over. Stiers is there to cover. Now coming the other way with a left hand. Again, Ellsworth attacking from that pin side. Pareto sends it, puts a little bit of a spin on it, so it goes wide. Point Wildcats. The rest of the GNAC standings after St. Martin's at 6-4. Everybody else has a losing record in terms of Northwest Nazarene and Alaska Fairbanks at 5-6. Alaska Anchorage 4-7. Western Oregon 2-8, and Montana State Billings. Their lone win has come against Western Washington in 5 sets. Kind of a weird place to get your lone win there. We'll take a quick break. It's 19-14. Timeout Saints. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Gladstone with you, bringing you GNAC volleyball here from Marcus Pavilion in Lacey, Washington. I'll tell you what, this is one of the busiest times of year for people in my profession, but it's also one of the most exciting part as we have basketball season starting tomorrow here in Marcus Pavilion. It's an open-door scrimmage between the St. Martin Saints and Yakima Valley College. I believe their mascot is the Yaks. Kill there for Kylie Thorne, and a point for the Wildcats to make it 20-14. Wildcats right now are hitting .444. That is a staggering hitting percentage to have. Halstead will send this one up in the air. Soto's going to run all the way to get to it. Pareto's going to have to give a free bump over there. Ellsworth from the near side absolutely blisters it. 21-14 now. Ellsworth, however, is not the leader in kills. It is Ellie Marble, who has 5 kills. Ellsworth has 3. Soto to Soha, puts it down for a kill. 15-21, Saints are down. Alongside of, I'm wondering, Ashley Coughlin, I've not seen her out there. Don't think. Point for the Wildcats there on a nice little nifty kill over. And speak of what I was just speaking of, Ashley Kaufman is in the game now. Kaufman comes in with 169 kills. She also has 27 assists. Serving, she is amongst the leader in aces with 21. Saints are able to return this one. Hansen will attack, and a solo block there by Emma Dowd-Hebert, who read that one perfectly on a back row attack from Emmy Hansen. And nobody was there to respond because she put it right basically at the feet of Hansen. 23-15, near set point for Central. This one sent to Pareto, has to awkwardly just send it over on the bump. And a solo block there. Well, Gooding's going to get credit for the assist, but really that was 100% Pareto to get up there and realize to send that one down. Soto will serve. Saints need to go on a run here if they want to salvage this set. Down 23-16. It is set number 1. Libero Stiers receives. And the kill from Marble. Set point now for Central Washington. It's number 13, Hannah Stiers. At a 9 Mile Falls, Washington, a Lakeside high school grad. Sends it over. Halstead receives. Soto puts it up. Hansen. Nice dig out of the back line there by Andaya. Sent over on a tip. Halstead keeps it alive. Saints cannot spare anything as this one's sent into the middle of a bunch of Wildcats, but it's dug up. Now kept alive on a block. Sent the other way. Marble will attack, and it goes off the top of the tape and out. Saints are able to salvage it for one more point. They have no room to spare, and Pareto needs to get it over the net to at least start or continue to keep the set alive for St. Martin's. Marble digs, Zendaya, quick hitter, and stabbed down by Emma Dowd-Hebert. That does it for set number 1. A fairly good set from the Central Washington Wildcats. They look convincing, led by Ellie Marble with 5 kills. The Wildcats take a 1-0 lead in set number 2. We'll take a quick break and be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus Pavilion, Scott Glassell with you here, delivering you the GNAC matchup between St. Martin's and Central Washington University. Central Washington coming in as the number 20th ranked team in the country. They are 13-6, 7-4 overall. Have stumbled a couple times in GNAC play. They actually fell in 4 sets to Alaska Fairbanks, and that was on the road. Difficult place to play on the road. It is very cold outside. I assume the heat is on inside, but still, it is not friendly confines and kind of a long, dreary trip, as that's a kill by Emily Garton to start it off. They also have 2 losses to Seattle Pacific and a loss to Simon Fraser. That loss to Simon Fraser was a 3-0 loss, convincing win by the Red Leafs. They, however, have beat MSU Billings twice. They beat Western Oregon. They beat St. Martin's at home already, Northwest Nazarene, Alaska Anchorage, and yes, they do have one matchup with Western Washington. They beat them in 4 sets. Point for the Wildcats, and now Steyers will serve in a 1-1 contest. Going to get the ace for it as Halstead drops to the ground but can't dig it up. As we look around the GNAC today, the other matchups are Alaska Anchorage at Seattle Pacific, Alaska Fairbanks at Montana State Billings, Northwest Nazarene at Western Oregon, the 2 teams that have it off. As Soha has a nice attack but dug up there, and Daya sends it to Marble. Hansen will send it to Soto. Garton tried to tip it up, but it's blocked, kept in the Saints half. Garton will attack, get it over the wall, but still dug up by Central. Marble again, that one's blocked, and chest wide on the block. Point by Marble and the Wildcats. So Simon Fraser and Western Washington are the 2 teams that are sitting at home being able to watch these contests rather than play on this Thursday night. Another great serve by Steyers. Makes it 4-1 here. Garton got the first kill, but it's been 4 unanswered by Central. Simon Fraser and Western Washington will play on Saturday. That one just clears the top tape. Garton pushes it to the back. Both Steyers and her defender Kaufman were going for it, but it works out all the same. For Central, a kill makes it 5-1. I'm sure Dan Banky is thinking about a timeout sometime soon, with Steyers here serving, going on a quick run on Central. Hansen receives. Soto. And that one's a quick kill needed by the Saints there, as Soto goes to Soha. 4-point number 2 for the Saints in the second set. Over at Seattle Pacific, it is a 25-15 set 1 win for the Falcons. And an ace there by Emily Garton. The jump serve pays off, and the Saints need that to start dropping a couple more times. Didn't have any service errors in the first set, did Garton, but she wasn't able to get an ace off that jump serve. That's an announcer's jinx right there. That is the service error that I was talking about that she avoided in the first set. You get the ace and get the error, and that is the plus minus, the pros cons list in a quick of that jump serve. When it's fallen, it's great, but sometimes you do have a higher ability to lose your serve on it. Coming the other way now. On a floater is Seattle Pacific. Pareto tipped that one with her left hand, but it's kept alive after the block. Soha goes off the top of the tape, kept alive the other way. Marble goes over the wall. Pareto does a good job to keep it alive. From the back row, it's Hansen, and that one's put out of play off of Stidham. What a great back row attack from Emmy Hansen. I'll tell you what, Serena Pareto and Emily Garton have gotten a lot of the highlights as the new freshmen coming in here, splashing on the page. Of course, the middles and Maddie Gooding and Jennifer Soha, they constantly step up, as this one's long off the service from Soha. But Emmy Hansen has continued to be a starter throughout the season, and it seems like she's always has been there with digs and kills in big moments. Sometimes it's not as flashy. some of the newcomers, but she steps in and does her job really well. Gooding sends it back over. A little battle at the net there, and eventually Andaya will stab it down for the point. Both sides, I think, could have done better with that before Andaya eventually put an end to it. Timeout, Saints. We'll take a quick break here on the Saints Digital Network. It is 8-4 as currently the Wildcats are doubling up the Saints here early in set number 2. We'll be right back. Welcome back here. It is, I believe, Ellie Marble there to serve it away for Central Washington. 8-4 scoreline. As it is sent over, Soto to Pareto, and it's blocked straight down by Andaya and Halliday. This is Central Washington squad that grabs mostly from the state of Washington. Of course, that makes a lot of sense. They're a state school, and in-state tuition in general is going to be down for those Washington players that you can get. Maddie Gooding gets the kill on the other side. But really, I'm only counting a handful of out-of-staters. Stidham is from Oregon. They have a Montana kid, a freshman out of Bozeman, Montana, former Hawk of Bozeman High School, and Carissa Stratman. I don't believe we've seen her today. And Daya will attack. Ooh, that one might have been long, but May went for it, and it is off the back point for the Wildcats. I believe the scoreboard is wrong. I think it should be 10-5 right now, but right now it's 10-4. On the our scoreboard on the stream is correct. Hansen attacks, and Stidham scoops it up. Marble will send it over. That's Thorne to attack. Now Soto up to Hansen. Hansen off the block point. Saints. And the score is now 10-6 as the scoreboard has been corrected in the stadium. Other out-of-staters, Brooke Garman from Caldwell, Idaho, a California kid, and Mackenzie Godden, and another Idaho representative in Ashley Kaufman. We've talked about a couple times. Serve coming from Pareto. Just up the road in Tacoma is where Pareto is from. That reception is shanked by Thorne. It's going to be an ace for the Saints and Pareto. Pareto, a newcomer, the most local of the newcomers for the Saints. The rest of this 7 newcomers have come from all over the country, and technically still the country, but part of the way across the Pacific as well, as there's a kill coming for Central Washington. Score goes to 7-11. Slushy time on the scoreboard. Other newcomers for the Saints, as I'm talking about that geographic diversity. Ashley Tuiana, transferred from Evergreen State, which is just across town, but she's originally from Carson, California. Tiffany Lamb is from Texas. As Hansen is blocked there by Thorne and Dowd Haber. Mentioned representative from across the Pacific. That is Tahani Yamashita from Aiea, Hawaii. Emily Garton, the rookie, is from Placentia, California. Service goes long, 12-8 score line. And we also have a transfer in Peyton Griffin from the Portland area and a freshman Kamara White out of San Diego, California. Off the top of the tape, but dug up by Thorne. Now coming the other way, stuffed at the net was Ellsworth. And now Hansen goes over and a diving dig there. Again, kept alive briefly on a pancake from Soto, but it is a kill for the Wildcats. We're seeing some great back and forth here. Problem is, at the end of these long rallies, it seems like more times than not, Central has come out the victors. Saints would love to find a way to win these kind of toss-up points. Hansen, not the best of receptions, but able to do something with it to give it to Soto, gives it back to her. Now Andaya will put it up for Dowd Haber, who gets it the other way. Soto will have to be resigned to give it to Halstead for a free ball over. That one is dug up by Pareto, and then Soto gets it. Again, Halstead will give a free ball over, giving the Wildcats another chance to attack, and that time it is killed by Dowd Haber. Timeout for the Saints. They are down by 5 here in the midway early going, I guess. Make it down by 6, actually. Scoreboard just corrected itself. Saints need some action. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back here. 14-8 the score line. Serving it away is number 19, Ashley Kaufman. She hits the top of the tape, and coming over is Soha with a kill from Soto. The Las Vegas native in Soha, taking it from the Nogales JUCO transfer, from Nogales, Arizona, but transfer from Pima Community College. Carla Soto, who's been such an addition to this Saints squad over the past 2 seasons, service-wide. Point goes to Wildcats, 15-9, the score line. The only other Saints team that's in action today is the women's soccer team. Men's soccer was scheduled to play at Billings, but the snow that took over in Montana there stopped that contest from being played. Point for the Saints makes it 15-10. Garton will now serve. Another great serve. Every time she serves, she gets a response out of the crowd here. Pareto will attack, and just a soft little knuckleball off-speed one that gets a piece of the block and then goes right to their feet. Point for the Saints. It's 15-11. Garton to serve once again. I love that we've added this angle. You get to see a little bit more of that toxicity of the ball, but that one was closer to the camera than it was to the court, and it's a point for the Wildcats. An update from Terry Fox Field up at Simon Fraser, the women's soccer team for St. Martin's, kind of playing for their GNAC tournament lives up there, and they are down 2-0 thanks to 2 goals in the first 6 minutes against them. That is a tough way to fall down. We've seen that squad play so good, but just have a couple goals leak through at inopportune times. This is an awkward hit there, but a great job to make something out of it from Central. The Saints will come the other way. Pareto tries to do an off-speed again, but it's handled. This block is kept alive by Marble, and then she goes to the back corner, and laying out for it is Halstead, and then Soto, the setter, is going to have to attack, and on an awkward play there, that's going to be a double touch there because Soto attacked it, it hit the net, and then she dug it up there. You are allowed to try and block it and then touch it if you make contact. That's the only time you're allowed a double touch. If you attack and then you touch it immediately, that counts as you hitting it twice, which is illegal in the sport of volleyball. Pareto tips it over the netting. It's over and into the table there. I think head coach of the Central Washington squad there, Mario Andaya, is arguing for the fact that there was some sort of possible interference over there. I was right at our PA announcer there, Joe, and he's allowed to protect his computer, which I think that was the main thing he was trying to do if he stuck out his hand at all. Point for the Saints, 17-11. What a block there, but it goes out. That just shows you the attack power that came there from Tia Andaya. I believe that was Andaya that tried to get the kill, 18-12. Good job by Hansen, and then a little reverse attempted there. That one goes off the net after the dig by Hansen. It's going to be a point and a kill for Central Washington. They have a 7-point lead here, 19-12. Off the top of the tape. And Soto attacks and kills. What vision from Carla Soto there to see that when she went up for that set, there was just a lone blocker, but it left her left side wide open so she could stab that down for the kill. Once again, the scoreboard in the stadium is off, as it should be 19-13, and now it's corrected. It's 20-13. That was almost a 2-pointer there. Touchdown lead for Central Washington, one of the few schools in the GNAC that sponsors football. They got a pretty good football team, actually. They're in the running to make the NCAA Division II tournament. Gooding attacks that one, but it's sent back at her. May dug up the block, but then nobody was there as Gooding was preparing for the attack rather than trying to set it to somebody else. That's usually what you're asked to do as a middle. Point for Central. This one coming back to Hansen. Hansen looking at the back line. Sent up to Thorne, who kills it down. Point for Central. Quick slowdown there for the balls that were on the court of play. Don't want anybody stepping on that, rolling an ankle. This one's Pareto to dig it up. Gooding will attack, and Gooding hits it long. Point Wildcats. Dan Benke is out of timeout, so all he can do is watch. As right now, as Saints have set number 2 slipping away, and they are on the verge of falling down 2-0. Soto sets it over to Hansen. Hansen with a vigor on that one, but it's off of the face of Ellie Marble and kept alive. Coming the other way, Pareto, and Marble's down to kill that one, and Daya sends it over. Halstead on the reception. Now coming to Hansen, and Hansen hits the antenna. It's out, and that one was all Ellie Marble, who is now holding the side of her face a little bit. I think just showing where it hit, not feeling it more, as it is now set point. Serve coming from Kaufman. Serve goes wide. Saints are going to need at least score 10 straight from this point on to keep this set alive. And I'm sure it's never been done before, but it is a hard task to complete. It'll be Pareto to serve. First one comes over, Thorne and Daya, and the left hand is long from, I believe, Kaufman there, or Ellsworth, excuse me. They were asking for a tip at the net. Nobody agreed. At least nobody in a blue official shirt. 24-15 now. Pareto will serve again. Kaufman up there, awkward play, and it's going to have to be a free ball over. Pareto will be on the reception. Soto to Gooding, and Gooding stabs it down. 24-16, still a long way to get up the hill, and nothing that Dan Benke can do. But I'll tell you what, if there's somebody that's going to want a timeout here eventually, it'll be Andaya if it gets to be a couple more points. As this is an awkward reception, and Dye will send it near as this one is attacked by Thorne, but now sent to Garten, who looks at the back line. This one's put up, and Dye has to run towards the net to try and get it, and a block by Gooding and Hansen. 24-17, and Dye, now you have to, obviously it's still a long way up to go, but you also have to play with the fact of, if I call a timeout, I'm starting to freak them out a little bit. Maybe think I don't believe that they'll hold on to an 11-point lead. Out of rotation are Central Washington. Or I believe just bad positioning there or something, but it's going to go down as an ace for Pareto. And Dye coming up and having a couple questions about what his squad did wrong there. (24-18) now. Still down by quite a bit. Marble receives. Andaya, or that's not Andaya, that is Stidham. That gave her squad a good chance. Now sent up. Pareto will get it just over the net. Point for the Saints. I said they needed to score 10, and they have scored 5. Mario Andaya will take a timeout, do his best to ice the server Pareto, and give his team a chance to breathe. We'll be right back. 24-19, timeout Central. Don't go anywhere on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. It's 24. Scoreboard just got adjusted to 24-20. I don't believe that's correct. But at some point, the Saints got a point there? Question mark? And that's going to be the end of the set anyway. It does not matter. But apparently a 25-20 victory there as St. Martin's gets a 2-0 deficit from Central Washington. We'll take a quick break here on the Saints Digital Network. It is a lead for Central as we head to set number 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Set number 3 here after a 2-0 lead starts on the scoreboard for the Central Washington Wildcats. St. Martin's would love to start to flip the script here. They have pulled off a reverse set against a conference opponent, a reverse sweep, excuse me, as this is underway, and Dye will put it up just over. Pareto gets it off the block for the kill. St. Martin's, they've taken the lead to start each of the 3 sets. It's been a run, though, before the teams get to 10. They have not run the race. They have not won the race to 10 once tonight. Like I was saying, Saints have pulled off a reverse sweep before, which is when you go down 2-0 and you win the next 3 to win the contest. They did that against Western Washington on the road, their first ever win in the D2 era over the Vikings of Western Washington. Put the kill down there for the Central Washington Wildcats. They've struck back. It's 1-1, and now to serve comes Hannah Stiers, the libero. Hansen will attack over. Stiers down there to make the play. And Daya does a good job to tip that one, keep it back on her side, and give the attack to her squad. But it's Hansen that comes up with the kill. Saints lead 2-1 as Serena Pareto will serve. This one's kept alive by the Saints somehow. Soto hit it up, and then a full extension layout from Pareto, but on the attacking end, it's Marble that kills for Central Washington. That extinguishes any hope of the Saints escaping that rally with a point. Score goes to 2-2. Serving now is number 2, Kate Stidham. Freshman out of Central Point, Oregon. And that's the amazing thing about the Central Washington squad is, despite the fact that they have a lot of returning talent and, you know, older players, veteran presence, as Gooding tried to tip that one over, and Daya keeps it in play. There are also members like Marble as well as Stidham, who are freshmen and coming out there. The class up and down is stacked. Kaufman is a senior, and Daya is a senior. Daya, of course, playing for her father, Mario. Did start her career at Gonzaga before transferring back to play under her dad. 4-2 as there's a block there from Central Washington. Take a look. Hannah Stiers also very much one of the best liberos in the conference. And having her on the back row is always good. Not only the back row, as that one goes off a speaker on the scoreboard in the center and kept alive. If it goes off of the ceiling or anything on the ceiling, it stays in play if it stays on your side. You cannot hit it on the roof or on the ceiling and get it over. If that would have hit off the bottom of the speaker and landed on the Saints side, it would have been points for the Saints automatically. It all worked out. The Saints got the point, but just keeping that alive off the speaker was probably one of the best things that could have happened, as that's a bad set. And it goes over the head of Halliday, who was reaching for it. And then to no avail, trying to get it over. Point for the Saints. Score goes to 4-4. Maddie Gooding, Saints middle blocker, will serve. Put up now another kind of awkward service. That one does the job of getting over Halliday, who reached for it. And I think she was all just a distraction. And then it was cleaned up and killed by the Wildcats, 5-4. Marble serving. Attack by Garton is dealt with. Now coming the other way, tipping it over the wall. Good job by Soto to keep it alive. The libero, Halstead, will send it over to Hansen, who had kind of an awkward fist to get it there. Now from the back row, it's dug up by Pareto. What a job she does. And then Garton nearly gets it off the block and out, but it just stays in off the dual block from the Wildcats of Central Washington. just paints the line there. Marble does on the serve, and we have a timeout for the Saints as Dan Benke does not like how this third set is starting, with the Saints coming back against the wall, down 2-0. They need this set. They're down by 3. We'll take a quick break on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back in here at 7-4. The St. Martin Saints are trailing Central Washington. Dan Benke taking his first of 2 timeouts. Each team is allotted 2 timeouts per set. They are also allotted 2 challenges, and if you get the 2 correct, you get a 3rd challenge. Also, you get a 3rd challenge if it goes to a 5th set. Serve goes long. Point Saints, 7-5 the score line. I mentioned Hannah Stiers being a junior for Central Washington. On the other side, Abby Halstead listed as a junior, the San Antonio, Texas native, and as we're having a little bit of a discussion right now. Nope. Tani Yamashita will come in and serve. Both of these squads having junior liberos. I see the libero, and this, I might be going a little bit rogue if I start this conversation too much. But as this one's hit up in the air, sent over by Andaya. Now Halstead will serve it over. Soha got the attack in the end there. Coming the other way, it's Thorne off the block point. Wildcats. I see the libero sort of as the offensive lineman of the volleyball court. And I guess every defensive specialist falls under that in a way, but the libero out there, they are always on the back line when they are in. They're constantly digging it up, and I'll tell you what, the least flashy, as we're going to get a quick stoppage right now, the discussion with the scorers table. Dan Benke's going to ask about a possible net violation there. So as we look at it, I'll just continue on my diatribe here. The libero, the least flashy of all the major statistics are digs, and they are a very crucial one, but you don't get a lot of credit. And just in general, it's hard to really put the headlines of a libero in the name of the libero in the headlines, and I think that's why it's a lot like offensive linemen, because even though there aren't those flashy things like kills, aces, sometimes aces maybe for a libero, but it's really hard to highlight a libero too much for the amount of time that they play. And technically, I don't believe a libero gets credit for ever starting a set. So it's funny how if you're the libero, technically, because you don't start on the court. For those that kind of have some, I remember for the longest time, I did not understand what the libero did and why they need to wear a different color jersey and what's going on there. Essentially, the libero, the reason that they exist is so that the middle blocker doesn't have to play on the back line. The middle blocker, they should only play on the front line. The back blocker, or the libero, should only play on the back line. You're not going to have your 6'2" or whatever player digging up shots on the back line. That's just not it's not appealing, and it's not good for the sport of volleyball. So late in the 90s, I believe NCAA volleyball introduced the libero. And funny enough, if you're wondering, which I was wondering, where does the word libero come from? It has an Italian origin from battatore libero, which means free defender. If you think about what a libero is, I mean, they're a free defender on the back line, a free defensive specialist. So it comes from Italian roots there. They are the long version Benetore libero, but shortened up to libero. And you got your Italian origin there. But you'll always see them. They'll rotate in for the two middles, and it's one of the ways to kind of just quicken up the game in a sense. And so Halstead on the Saints, for example, you'll see her come in for both Soha and for Gooding. Soha and Gooding serve, and so they serve on their serve, and then they're a part of the back line. So that's often teams will shout it out and say, no libero, no libero, no libero, and that means kind of attack the back line, force the other team to dig on the back line, don't necessarily play across the net, but try and force that middle to dig it up. And so one of the things when you have a middle serve, you not only have to have them be a good server, you also have to have them be okay at digging because they'll have to survive. And then as soon as their time serving is over, they'll come out for the libero, and you'll see it. It's quick because they don't have to formally check into the rotation like everybody else does. When we just saw Tahani Yamashita come in for Emmy Hansen, so we're going to get a call here. It is a point for Central Washington. They did not have a net violation. But when Yamashita checked in for Hansen, they had to do it near the scorer's table, near the net. Abby Halstead does not need to do that. She can just run right in, basically tap out her middle. There's more to be explained, and it took a long time to get through my thick skull when the libero was explained, but hopefully if you don't understand it, that helped a little bit. Pareto will not attack it over, just bump it over. And Daya sets it up. The attack, well, it kept the rally alive there as it just came the other way. Still alive as the libero, Halstead, keeps it there. A good adjustment by Soto. Libero also sometimes works as a backup setter, and that's what Halstead did there to put one up towards Hansen. And this one still kept alive. Hansen will keep it alive. The rally keeps going. Saints fans starting to feel it. They really want this point. Pareto gets the dig on the other side. Garten will try and finish it. Off the block, point Saints. That ball looked dead in the water a couple times for SMU, and it was two different Ellsworth would-be kills, one of them that went off Pareto and back over, then kept alive as first Hansen got a hold of it, then Pareto went diving near her own bench. She kept it alive, and Hansen put it over. The Saints survived some attacks, and eventually Garten gets the kill. Garten will send this one towards the back line, dug up by Stiers. Marble off the top of the tape, and it lands perfectly in front of a dive from Garten. Kayla May will now come in to play the back line and give Garten a breather. Tian Daya will serve now. Hansen up to Soto's going to get called for an illegal set there, which where you just held it a little bit too long, or it touched you twice instead of what you're supposed to on a set, which is just a mutual, both hands, one touch, quick. It is deemed illegal by our up ref. That one goes long. Score goes to 10-7 here. We've had a long first race to 10, but as I mentioned, the Saints scoring the first point of each set, but they have lost the race to 10 each time. Marble on the reception, then Stiers will set it up. This one goes off the block. May is back there. She sets a really good dig to Soto, who sets it up for Gooding to get the kill. Jazz goes over the net, then into the net, and out. That's got to be an ace for Jennifer Soha, who put that one perfect placement just over the top of the tape. Saints are within one. Soha will serve again. Gets a sign from her coach. Back to Marble. Set up by Andaya. And the kill comes for Central Washington. Score goes to 11-9. Andaya, talk about her as a senior, transfer from Gonzaga, playing under her dad. And talk about the Andaya family as that one hits the net. Point Saints 10-9, or 10-10, 11-10 is the score. Soto serving. Just long, nearly touched the back line. Score goes to 12-10. Mario Andaya, the head coach of the Wildcats, you cannot kind of contrast, you could just a little bit, in terms of seniority versus the junior coach of this league. As that one nearly goes out, but instead Halstead opts to take it, put just over by Hansen, a big kill to make it 12-11. Mario Andaya is in his 28th season as the Central Washington head volleyball coach. That is, that's a while. That is a majority of his, not just his adult life, but I assume his life. I don't have his exact age, but he doesn't look too far over 50, as there is a kill for the Washington. I'd say he could even be under 50. Probably not that with his, if you do the math, his daughter is a college senior, so do the math. He's probably a little bit north of 50 as that one's off the block and wide. Ooh, I thought that one was down in the field in the court of play. Andaya should get up and challenge that, and in his 28 years of experience, we'll see if it comes in here. He doesn't have the angle that I have, where it's right in front of me in our camera here. He decided not to challenge that one. I thought that one was in for sure, off the block. Garten instead is going to get the kill. And the player attacks that one, then Hansen comes the other way with it. Stidham keeps it up. And now Garten digs. Soha will attack, and Stiers can't get a good enough hit on it. We're all tied at lucky number 13. Going to need to be an awkward attack, and it was from Marble. Soha with a quick hitter. It stayed alive. Soha with a set, then back to her. She looks to the back corner. Stiers keeps it up. Marble goes over the wall, but no, she doesn't. Hansen on the come down is able to get it back, and then Marble, given another chance, is able to clean it up. I actually do have I can math out head coach Mario Andaya's age, because luckily enough on the website they give his birthday. Soha is going to set that one up for Garten, and it's blocked and goes off of Garten. Score goes to 15-13. I feel like I nailed it. I said he doesn't look that far over age 50. Mario Andaya was born September 9, 1971. That makes him 52. Tell you what. That isn't talent. I don't know what is. Sniping the age. Hansen with the kill. Point Saints 15-14. Tani Yamashita coming in. That's what we do here on the Saints Digital Network. We guess the age of opposing head coaches. Yamashita with the ace. All tied up at 15. 15-15, Yamashita will serve. Once again goes for that back left corner, her left. As Andaya attacks, Yamashita keeps it up. Soto sends a nice ball for Garten to do something with, but coming the other way, it's Thorne that attacks. Not good enough on the other way. A dump trying to go over, and it does get over. But again, it will be Thorne to attack. Pareto keeps it alive on a set dig there. And to the back corner, it's Emily Garten who splits the block and gives the Saints a lead at 16-15. Timeout, Mario Andaya and the Wildcats. Saints up 1. We'll take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back. It's 16-15 to Hana Yamashita. Back to serve for the Saints. Saints have nearly their full complement of players available. Kamara White as well as Peyton Griffin and Zoe Crimmin are the 3 that are unavailable. That one goes off of the block and kept alive as Pareto will then attack. It was Soto that made a nice job to keep that one alive after the block. That one, however, is blocked and down into the hardwood. A slap of the ground by Halstead, who was frustrated that she couldn't get to that one. Shaughnessy Fisk comes in, another Ellensburg native. Garden attacks, not going to get the job done, and the left hand of Scotty Ellsworth gives the Wildcats the lead at 17-16. Of course, I talk about another Ellensburg native, Tia Andaya, raised in Ellensburg, of course, with their dad there and her mom, Molly, who was a former volleyball player at Central Washington. They're going to call Andaya into the net there. Mario is originally from Bothell, which is in the Seattle area. Ellensburg, however, not that far away from Seattle. Clearly, not only does Mario Andaya love Central Washington and loves Central Washington volleyball, but he also loves, as that's an ace from Garton, 18-17 Saints lead, he also clearly loves the town of Ellensburg. (18-17) scoreline. Garton will serve. She'll jump serve it. Stiers, much better job of receiving there. The attack from Ellsworth kept alive, and then Pareto almost gets it down. Instead, Halstead will dig it up. The attack goes to the back line. I believe that was Marbles on the dig, and Dye, all she can do is just tip it over to the other side. Quick hitter to Soha, kept alive. Now Halstead will put it up for Pareto. Pareto, what placement on that ball. She goes almost parallel with the net to get it over and down for a kill for the Saints. Once again, Garden will serve, and again it goes to a dangerous spot. Then she'll have to dig it up. A quick hitter from Soho to call it Soho. Soto to Soha, get the kill, point Saints. Mario Andaya calls a timeout, his second of the set. His Wildcats are on the ropes here in set number 3. It's a 3-point lead for the St. Martin Saints. We'll be right back. Welcome back here. It's Emily Garton to serve once again. Score 20-17. Saints in front. Saints have gone on a little bit of a run since she's taken over. Again, right at Sires. She's able to handle it, and blocked at the net is Ellsworth, and a mishandled set there by, I believe, Andaya. Point for the Saints. I'll tell you what, that was, of course, a mistake on the set there that gave the Saints the points as they are relieving Kylie Thorne, bringing somebody else in for him. I believe Kaufman maybe coming in. Or maybe Stidham. No, it's Kaufman that's coming in. And Daya will attack over, kept alive by Garton. Soto puts it up. Pareto will get the chance to attack. She gets a little bit of fingertips on top of the block. Now coming the other way again. Soha tries to attack. Now coming the other way once again. Halstead makes that look easy to deal with it. Pareto will attack towards the back line. Stidham was the one that scooped it up. Halstead keeps it alive. Now Pareto putting it back in. Soha puts it over, battling with Soto for that one. The attack again kept alive, but only briefly, as Yamashita had that one slap hard off her body. Either side was going to be very deflated to not get that point, as it was a back and forth battle. Score goes to 21-18 as Andaya will serve. Wow. Saints down 2-0, but they are playing a gritty third set here. The first two sets have not been that bad, as that one's tipped over the wall, and the pancake was there to get the touch on it from number 13, Hannah Stiers. But it just came flat off the pancake and was not able to get anywhere except for rolling right next to her on the floor. 22-18 as Soha will serve. And Daya towards the net. Attack. What a dig from the middle blocker in Soha to keep that one alive. This one put up. Soha to Gooding and kept alive once again. Now Soha will attack from the back row, but she's not used to attacking from back there. She directs that one down too quick, and you see there Halstead come in for it real quick, but the Saints were trying to be taken advantage of there with the middle blocker in and no libero, and instead nearly survived it. Halstead, though, gets that one. Cross court to Pareto, who goes over the wall. Kept alive by the Wildcats. No, it's not. That's going to be a kill for Serena Pareto. Point Saints. It's 23-19 as the Saints are 2 points away from coming up with a set victory. And the only way to come back in this contest, you got to start with a set victory. Carlos Soto will serve with a 4-point edge. Ace for Soto. Set point for the Saints here. Soto, one of the team leaders of this SMU squad, will serve for set point to cut the set deficit to 2-1. Soto into the net. 24-20. Wildcats get the point here. The history between these two squads, for as long as they've matched up in the D2 era, has been pretty much all Wildcats. That one hits the floor. Score goes to 24-21. Dan Banke, he does have a timeout in his pocket. We'll see how much it takes for him to use it. Score is 24-21 now. Still wiggle room. Plenty of it for the Saints. Halstead digs. Up to Soto. Attack by Hansen. Kept alive. Now goes to the other side. Marble sends it over the wall. Easy to deal with for Soto, who sent it to Halstead. Now Pareto attacks and the kill. Serena Pareto with the kill. Saints take the set on Central Washington. It is a 2-1 scoreline. We're going to set number 4. The Saints have not taken 2 sets on Central Washington since 2017, when they beat them in 5 sets here in Lacey, Washington. This new squad will try and break another barrier as they go for the comeback to continue. We'll be right back. It's 2-1. SMU trails Central. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. We got a good battle between these two GNAC foes, St. Martin's University and Central Washington. St. Martin's, for the longest time, has been at the bottom of the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, but this year, with a few big wins under head coach Dan Banky and the senior leadership, of course, headed up by Carla Soto, they have made this squad sort of kind of reconfigure the way the rest of the GNAC thinks about them. Taking a set here at Central Washington is a start, and taking that point right away. It's Jennifer Soha from Carla Soto. It's a Soho kill for the Saints. Saints all time against Central Washington in the D2 era. They are 45 losses, 2 wins. That one kept alive. It's going to be an overpass, just kept alive by the Saints. Wow. Garden sends it over and gets it down for a kill. Wow, the Saints survive the hard attack from Central, keep it alive, and then Garden puts the perfect touch on it to get it over and down for a hit. And a point Saints. Tani Yamashita will serve a 2-0 scoreline. Stiers receives from the other way. Just freezes for a second on the top of the net. Garton will have a chance to attack, and Garton gets another kill. Something that head coach Dan Banky said about Emily Garton is a lot of times a hard-hitting freshman will come into college volleyball. They will get a couple of hard attacks that get blocked down into the ground, and they will get scared. I'll tell you what, Emily Garton has had a handful of blocks come against her, but she has never wavered in her willingness to go after it. That one hits the net. Point Central Washington. Score is now 3-1 as Stiers will serve. Lofts that one in there. Yamashita, perfect pass to her setter. Now set up by Yamashita, and they're saying that she handled it illegally. Point goes to the Wildcats. I think Dan Banky didn't like that call, as he immediately starts talking to the down ref. There are 4 referees in the sport of volleyball. Up ref, that's the guy that you see on the platform, as that's a block from Central Washington. Scores now 3-3. There's the down ref, which is the ref that mills around over by the scorer's table. And then there are 2 linesmen, and they are the ones that say if a ball is in or out, or if it's touched by somebody at the net. Ace there from Stiers. It's been 4 straight after the Saints built a 3-0 lead. Halstead, that one was not good enough. It goes over, however, off of just a reaction hit. And then Soha with a solo block to keep it on one side. And then the attack from Ellie Marble sends it down. Point Central Washington. Stiers will serve once again. Overpass there from Pareto. Down by Marble on the overpass. Point is for Central Washington. It's been 6 unanswered with Stiers serving. It's a way to kind of douse the momentum that the Saints gained by winning the 3rd set. Hansen just rotated in there for Yamashita. And Dan Banky is going to take the timeout. 3 for the Saints to start, 7 unanswered for Central Washington. First timeout of the 4th set. We'll be right back. Back here it is 7-3. Hannah Steyer still serving. Junior libero out of 9 Miles Falls, Washington. Hanson receives. Soha will attack it over, then punched back by Marble. Garten winds it up. Ooh. I think I just got hit by a gust of wind from that ball, sizzling through the Marcus Pavilion air. Good job by the Saints to respond with a point. That one, however, just goes long off the jump serve by St. Martin's freshman Garten. Score goes to 8-4. Saints have lost 10 straight matches against Central Washington. Going back to 2017, as I mentioned at the end of that third set. Is Hanson to receive, cross court to Pareto. Pareto, it just goes wide. Point, Central. For those of you that are curious to the schedule ahead, the Saints will be hosting Northwest Nazarene this Saturday at 5 p.m. So if you can make it to that one, do your best to do so. Halstead, Soto, Soha, and Soha with the kill. Point Saints, 9-5. Saints then take their Alaska trip up to the last frontier for their final home games against Simon Fraser on November 9th and then Western Washington on November 11th. November 11th, they'll be celebrating Senior Day as well as Veterans Day. Stidham sets it up to Andaya, who attacks. Soha in the back comes up with a dig there, and Pareto is not able to get it over the net. She looked like she had that one over the net. She would have had a good chance to get that one lightly off the block and be able to get the kill instead. Score goes to 10-5, and Marble will serve. Hanson, Soto, Pareto. And Daya keeps it up. Stidham serves it to Thorne. And Gooding, that one's a double block there. Well done by Thorne and Halliday. Halliday, another D1 transfer like Ndaya. Halliday comes from Portland State University. So it goes to Hanson, Soto, Pareto. Thorne keeps it alive, then Stidham back to Thorne. In the back row, it's Hanson. Up to Pareto. Pareto cooks it long. Score is 12-5. And Benke's going to stand up. He's going to talk to his players, not use that second timeout. You don't want to use that too soon. However, the Saints right now in danger of letting this set get away from them. Halstead, Soto, Gooding, and Daya the first to get a firm contact on it. Then Marble to Thorne. Now it's Soto setting it up, and Soha goes long. Another point. And now Dan Benke will burn that second time out. 13-5 is the scoreline. The Saints are trailing by 8. They need a run, and they need it quick here in the fourth set, down 2-1. Welcome back here. It's 13-5. Central Washington has the lead over St. Martin's in the fourth set. Here the sets are 2-1 in favor of the visiting Wildcats. Just over the top of the tape, nearly an overpass, and Thorne is able to hit that one down for the kill. 14-5 now. Saints down by 9. This is a lead you cannot give to the opposition, as finally the run is broken up, and that one is by a serve that was cooked long. Point Saints. I believe it's 14-6. However, the scoreboard continuing to be a little slow to the trigger finger there. Tell you what, stream producer Sydney Henderson is all over the proper score. Oh my goodness, that one's kept alive. That one went awkward off the block, but a couple diving Wildcats kept it alive. Now the Saints keeping it alive on this side. Pareto will get the attack on it, and she's stuffed at the net by Halliday and Ndaya. Hope you are enjoying the two-camera setup. Trying to add more things to the Saints digital network throughout this fall. Of course, outdoor sports sometimes have weather permitting, and of course, staff permitting, everything else. The better we can make the broadcast for you watching at home, the more we hope you enjoy it. That one's double stuffed, but it goes wide off the block, and it's a point for the Wildcats. 16-6 the scoreline. Also, if you are interested in donating at all to the Saints, make sure to head to smusaints.com, and on that homepage on the top, press the donate button and donate to the Saints Athletic Excellence Fund. Your donation goes to a ton of things, but a big part of it also is continuing to make improvements towards this broadcast. Athletic Director Steve O'Brien has been invested in making this broadcast better, making the viewing experience for you at home, whether you are sitting in a dorm room here at St. Martin's University or whether you're watching from Hawaii or Spain or wherever else. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. 17-7 as the kill comes from Central Washington. Maybe you're also in Ellensburg. We hope it has been serviceable. No pun intended, as the serve is coming from Central. Serve, serviceable. Soto will set to Garten. Goes off. Ooh, that one looked like it went off the top of the tape. I didn't see much of a touch there. The block will come on that attack from Garten, as it is Dodd Haber who was the main force behind that stuff. Pareto down to dig it up. Halstead will send it up to Garten. Garten pushes it to the back line where Marble gets it to Ndaya. The attack coming from Ellsworth, but handled well by Pareto. And another block to keep this one alive. And it goes over on a free ball from Emmy Hansen. And the tip from Thorne is kept alive by the Saints. Now Marble digs it on the other side. And Thorne will attack again. And that one falls on the floor for a point. Wildcats. Good rally there, back and forth. I looked at it a couple times on each side for the Wildcats, but the Wildcats have been doing that all night. They've been cleaning up those 50-50 rallies that have gone either way. That's one's into the net. Point for the Saints. Gutsy third set by SMU. And right now, Central Washington is showing why they're the 20th ranked team in the country, responding to that set win with a vigor here in set number 4. Thorne attacks, kept alive. Soto puts it up to Pareto, who will set it. And kind of an awkward attack there by Garten, who set it over, and then a quick dump coming back. It is Hansen to attack. Hansen just stays on the central side of the net. Point Saints. Still down 10 is SMU. Maddie Gooding will serve. And Daya was in the net there on that one. I believe that's what the call was. That one was awkward because Soha was gearing up to slap that one. And then Daya got a touch to it, so it was a swing and a miss from Soha, but it looked so awkward that I was waiting for some sort of call. I think Andaya just touched the net. That one fails to clear the net, and the Saints have gone on a little bit of a run here. They went on that run down 24-13. They scored 6 straight before falling eventually in set number 2. Now down by over 10 here in this set. They're going on a little bit of a run as that one is in no man's land off the hit from Andaya, and Mario Andaya will call the timeout to have a talk with the Wildcats. We'll take a quick break. Central still up by 7, but the Saints with some momentum under their belt. Don't go anywhere on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back here. We're in set number 4. It's 19-12. St. Martin's has the deficit right now against Central Washington. They've gone on a little bit of a run. They're trying to keep alive here. As Thorne will dig that one up, send it to Andaya, and then not a clean hit by Scotty Ellsworth. Not something you see from her a lot. Ellsworth on the season is attacking .275. That's a very good number. Only from like the starters or the players that get a good amount of minutes. He's only passed up by the middles. Speaking of a middle, there's a nice set attack there, or a set dig by Gooding, who sent it to Soto, and then Hansen with a slamma-jamma to send that one off of an attempted dig and out of play. 19-14 is the scoreline. The Saints have cut the deficit to 5. Kaufman receives, and Andaya to Ellsworth, who gets the kill there. And finally, it's taken them a while, but they get to 20. They were stuck on 19 for more time than they would have liked. But here they are, 2014 now. Halstead kind of fooled her the way that ball came in, and Andaya lays out to get it. Stiers puts it up to Marble. Marble to Halstead. Soto, then Garten, then kept alive by Kaufman. It's going to be a free ball over, however, from Stiers. Put up into the air by Pareto, and killing it down is Emmy Hansen, the Camas, Washington native, to make it 20-15. Yamashita will come in to serve in Hansen's spot in the rotation. Marble and Andaya. Ellsworth off the block, then just punched up in the air. Yamashita gets to it, and Garten will send it over. Kaufman to Andaya, and the middle hitter, Dowd Haber, sends it down for a point by the Wildcats. Dowd Haber, a junior out of Woodinville, Washington. Stiers serves. Net serve, point Saints, 21-16. Saints down by 5. They need another run. They had one when the score was at 19 for Central. They went on a run to draw within 5, but then they've been going point for point since then. Emily Garten now serving. She'll take the risky jump serve. Sends it to Stiers. Stiers to Andaya. Now Marble off the block, point Central. Hansen receives. Soto. Pareto. Just over the wall and off the net, and Stiers gets it over. Halstead on the other side. Soto to Soha. Good dig on the other side. Marble attacks off the deflection. Pareto keeps it alive. Then Soha gets it up. May sends the free ball over. Now, and Daya to the attack by Halliday, and then out. Halliday will get the kill. 23-16. The Saints would love to go on a run right now because you don't want to do it when your back's against the wall. Off the net, and another serving error from Central. They've had one too many, I'm sure. 23-17 scoreline now as Soha is serving the squad down by 6. Stiers to Stidham. Uncorks that one to Ellie Marble, and she pushes it to match point. Kylie Thorne was going to come in there, but then Andaya waved it off and said, no, let's just stick with the rotation that we got out there. It'll be Marble to serve for match point. Sends it over. Hansen to Soto to Pareto. Dug up by Stiers and Andaya. Now Kaufman goes. They're saying it went off the block. That one to me looked like it went off the top of the tape. I think we're going to have. I think Dan Banky's going to challenge it. He might as well on the last point here. He has one challenge in his back pocket, so he's just going to challenge just in case it did not get touched by a Saint. And honestly, it's going to be a tough one to see if that is the case. The camera angle that they have there for the review, one of them is essentially this side view that we're on right now. It's essentially a floating camera right above that. So it has a little bit more downward angle, but the problem is that the antenna will be blocking that short corner. Of course, the antenna's small, but it's going to be hard to zoom in and see for sure conclusively if that hit a player or if it hit the top of tape. So I think Dan Banky will run into the unfortunate circumstance of not having the 12,000 camera angles that you have on an NFL review and just having the 3 different angles to look at for Division II volleyball review. If the challenge is unsuccessful, then it's ball game and Central wins. We're just waiting the final confirmation from the down ref. I believe we will still be talking to Dan Banky post-game for a quick interview to ask him about the contest here. The Saints taking a set on number 20 ranked Central Washington. A gutsy third set there. However, it was just runs, unfortunate timing for the Saints. That had Central taking the first and second set, and then in the fourth set, it came out and they would not be deterred. In the midst of a heavy run to build a big lead, Saints fought it back out within 5, but then again, Central Washington went on a run. And right now, they're on the verge of winning the fourth set 25-17 if the call on the court stands. Scoreboard right now saying contest over. Will it stand? The thing that is reassuring, I think, for Dan Banky is that the review is still being looked at. I think that's something. That's a glimmer of hope. That means there is something to be looked at. If it was an initial look and saying, yeah, there ain't no angle, it's not worth it. Right now, that down ref is taking her time. She knows that nobody's going to ask her to rush this one because this is literally the game on the line. She's going to come over and make the final call now, say to our PA announcer, our official score is here. Looks like somewhat of an expanded conversation. Oh my goodness. They are reversing the call. Point Saints. Score will go to 24-18. And it's still a very uphill battle for St. Martin's. But what a storyline this would be if the Saints grab this small little olive branch and are able to come back in this set. They need a lot. They need at least 6 straight points with their senior captain, Carlos Soto, serving. Stiers on the reception. Stidham. Cooked long by Kaufman. They're asking for a touch now, and now will Mario Andaya respond with a challenge of his own. Oh, he's coming over. He's asking his team. He's really trying to say, are you sure that one was touched? Do I use a challenge here? They either said, no, we're not sure, or they didn't say yes confidently enough. Kaufman's going to get another attack and fail to get it over. Point Saints. 24-20 now. Oh, wow. The scoreboard literally had 3 sets won by Central Washington. That one gets over to Stiers. This is going to be a gnarly attack to deal with, but Andaya is not able to get up there to attack it. It comes to Hansen, who puts it down. Point Saints. 24-21. And boy, is Dan Banky glad he picked up his challenge card. Now it is the Saints within 3. Do not touch that dial. We'll be right back on the Saints Digital Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Saints right now trying to keep this game alive, down to match point, and they lost match point, but a review overturned the call. It is 24-21. Kaufman receives, then Stidham back to Kaufman, tips it over. Pareto keeps it alive to Soto, attacked by Hansen. Now Stiers will receive, and Andaya puts it up to Kaufman, and a block by the Saints. Gooding was the bolster behind that block. Saints stay alive at 22-24. Sub coming on there as Kaufman is absolutely gassed. And I mentioned, I think Thorne was supposed to come in for Kaufman, but head coach Mario Andaya waved her off the first time. Now he has brought in Thorne for Andaya. Attack coming, comes to Stiers. Now Thorne. And it goes wide. Point Saints. This gym is building on energy with every point by the Saints. They will push it to extra points if the Saints get one more. Wow. Soto just gets it over. Thorne receives, and Andaya back to Thorne. Gets it over. Halstead digs, and it's down for a point. The Saints down by 9. Scores 8 straight before finally the game-winning point is a kill from Kylie Thorne. What a gutsy effort here by the Saints. They lose in 4 sets, but it was a heck of a contest between 2 of the top teams in the GNAC this season. We'll take a quick break. We should be talking with Dan Banky in a moment to wrap this game up and get his thoughts on the contest. Even if we're not talking to him, we'll come back and I'll wrap this baby up here. 25-23 on this 4th set. A good final set and a 3-1 4-set win for Central Washington. Again, we'll be right back to either talk with Dan Benke and wrap it up or just for me to wrap it up solo. We'll be right back. Final score of this contest, the St. Martin Saints fall in 4 sets to Central Washington University. It was a gritty third set from the Saints that were able to come up with the victory to avoid the sweep. They nearly came back in set number 4, and we saw a lot of guts in that one too. Literally past death to come back and get a challenge overturned and nearly come up with a comeback win. The Saints are back in action this Saturday at 5 p.m. when they host Northwest Nazarene. They fell in 3 sets to the Nighthawks on the road when they matched up in Nampa. So make sure to join us for that one. Should be a good chance for the Saints to avenge themselves in that contest. Again, tomorrow night at the court, we have an open doors scrimmage with the St. Martin's women's basketball team taking on Yakima Valley College. The Yaks there should be a good preview for new head coach Natalie Marlowe and her squad to get their boots underway. And then before the volleyball game on Saturday, the Saints Digital Network, as well as St. Martin's University, will be hosting a contest with the men's soccer team. It is their senior day against Western Oregon University. We hope to see you on the field or on the broadcast for that one. For all of us, including our stream producer, Sydney Henderson, we hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. Again, working with new things. Hopefully it was somewhat enjoyable viewing experience. Now you can just go on your own and be excited to come back for the next one. Again, thank you for your support today and throughout the season. Please have a great rest of your evening and stay safe out there.